In this video, I'm coming at you with yet another product review. This is a hot one. This time I'm reviewing the Totalman Rod Extender 4.0 upgrade kit. You can see this bad boy right here. Looks like the spaceship of extenders. Looks fucking crazy. Look at all the different accessories going on this one. But I'll do a deep dive into this upgrade kit. I'll show you how much it costs. I'll show you how to install it. But most importantly, I'll show you all the pros and all the cons of this extender kit. Is it worth upgrading your rod extender 4.0 with this kit? It's going to be a great video, so let's get started. Okay, so first a little bit of a product overview. So essentially this is the what's called the rod extender frame upgrade, or the upgrade kit for the 4.0 extender. So it comes with quite a few things. So firstly, it comes with this larger base here, much larger, which I'll show you in the product in a little bit. It comes with a couple of lockout bars, and I'll show you those. Those basically close out the opening here of the base and make it a lot more stable. You'll see them in action in a little bit. So these are the close out bars. It also comes with two Fulcrum bars, and the reason it comes with two is because you can sort of create different angles and, you know, very crazy configurations, which I'll show you in a second. And then it comes with this new hook grip, which actually I believe was thanks to my review of the Totalman Extender 4.0, in which I suggested adding these little hooks to make it a lot easier to put it on and take it off when you have a lot of bands basically on, especially to take it off. I think that's the most useful, but again, I'll go into that in a second. So this basically upgrade kit is $38, and essentially it's something that you have to have the original rod extender kit 4.0, which is $67 now. So I am unsure if you order these, if you order the latest one, it comes with the upgrade kit. Just check out their website or send them an email and see whether that's the case or not. But full disclosure, Totalman was kind enough to send me the extender upgrade kit for free. But I'm as always, I'm giving you a totally unbiased review, as I always do, regardless of whether it was sent to me for free or whether I bought it. So with that being said, let's get started. All right, here we go. So I basically have been wearing this extender for about 30 hours. So I wore it for about a week and a half. So I have plenty of experience. As always, I try to, use the products that I'm reviewing, so just so that I'm able to give you the most unbiased and helpful review. So the first thing that I'll start off is with I'll show you a little bit about the pieces that come with it. So here, basically, it comes with a new base. Here's the original base. You can sort of see the size difference. It looks almost comically big, right? It looks crazy. I thought it was gonna be ridiculous when I first saw it. I was like this is ridiculous. But all in all, I think this is probably the most comfortable base that I've worn. Like, no joke. After this, I actually started wearing my hog extender again, and I just missed the surface area, because this larger surface area makes it a lot more stable, so it doesn't kind of like tilt, right? One of the problem when they did things like the apex or even the hog is that it kind of tilts a little bit, so you gotta kind of stabilize it. Another problem that I don't like with like the hog or the apex or the best extender is this open base. Which I really wish that extenders nowadays would go back to the closed base, because what was the reasoning for having an open base is so that you could use like the compression hanger, which I don't really use those, or for you can use like the LG hanger, the bigger cups. But the Totalman cups are really good, especially if you use like the double taping technique. There's really no need to really even use the LG cup vacuum chambers, which I actually love a lot. But I only go up to like 10 pounds of tension. I do wear it for long periods of time, and for that amount of tension, the Totalman cups are perfectly fine. In any case, I really wish that extenders would go back to the closed base. But the rod extender 4.0 basically comes with these braces, right? And there's two of them. And the point of these is actually so that you can actually close the loop. So you just put them on, right? And you just snap them into place, and it creates this closed loop, which greatly stabilizes you know, the penis and holds it into place so that you're not slipping out, right? Even if you're doing like different angles, this is great. Like, I absolutely love it. Like, I didn't know, one of those things that I didn't know that I needed this, and I you know, I have been complaining for a while now that I really wish that they had the closed bases again. This kind of does the same thing. So it gives it a lot of stability, makes sure that your penis is not sort of, you know, coming out of it, and also provides a lot, the bigger surface area actually provides a lot of stability to it and a lot of comfort. So this is, I think, wins in terms of like the base comfort. So, and don't worry, like, I'll go into like some of the negatives of it in a little bit, but I think the base by far is one of the best parts. And this little lockout bars is great because it gives it like stability here. And this other part is really, really cool because this one has the lockout, the lockout braces, but with the lockout arms here. And so this lockout arms basically go into this into this like little slots here, and so essentially you just put it on, so you slide it in. This is what it looks like. Okay, here you go. So I don't know if you can see that, but it basically goes into that slot there and stabilizes the extender such that it doesn't move up or down, right? Like, there's a little bit of give, but not really much. And so this makes it so that you're able to, you know, extend basically perfectly out or perfectly up if you're laying down, or, you know, perfectly out if you're like sitting down or standing. And this provides it a lot of stability. And this is actually my preferred way of doing it, just because it gives it a little bit of, again, stability here. And also here, it creates a little bit of a fulcrum. So typically when you're extending with like the hog extender or the apex, you're giving a lot of tension sort of to the base of the penis, and that part tends to get overworked. And with it, this creates a little bit of a fulcrum. So now you're creating a little bit more tension sort of in the shaft, which is great, especially if you have like Peyronie's and some scar tissue that you want to go. But then that's where the other part comes in, which is like the Fulcrum Bars. So there's 2 Fulcrum Bars here, and you can essentially like place them. You snap them into place here, and you can add up to 2 of them. Now, I didn't do 2 of them, but I can see how potentially that's helpful. Like in the Totalman video, he actually kind of does like almost like a roller coaster. So one goes down, then the other one. So that's a little bit much. But if you have a very complex Peyronie's curve, I think this is great. This is a great device. The only downside is they're a little bit hard to put on and take off. So I would recommend like you take the extender completely off before you put these. But once they're on, they're very easy to adjust. So that's kind of the other caveat. And the same thing for the lockout bars here. This bar here, the curve bar, they're also very somewhat difficult. I don't recommend you because you're gonna use some strength, so I really don't recommend that you're doing that while you have it on your penis. It's quite dangerous. So but just take it off and then put the Fulcrum Bars on and off. I think this is a great addition. I was actually extending with both the base here and 1 Fulcrum Bar, and it's perfect because it targets the Peyronie's scar tissue perfectly, and it's great. Now I have a tiny bit of an upwards curve still left. I don't really want to fix it because it's great for sex, but it's also great because it really provides tension exactly where you want it to be, right? Because instead of you working the base, like you're working the shaft of the penis, and so that's great. So that's something that I wish came with other extenders, like the hog extender. I really wish there was this is, if you see my other video, check out this other video where I call it the stick trick. Really the better name is the Fulcrum Bar. That's a better name, but you can also just do this. It's one of the most easiest modifications you can do with an extender. You just basically take a stick and you put it there on any extender, and voila, you have a Fulcrum Bar. You don't need something like built in. This is great, but it's not something that's like necessary, and you can always, it's super easy to just do it DIY. Okay, so one thing that I forgot to mention when I was doing this the video I want to add to now is the Fulcrum Bars. Another additional benefit is that they provide stability to the frame. So while usually this frame can be a little can have a lot of weight, give when you try to twist it or bend it or whatever, advantage of using the Fulcrum Bar is it actually gives stability to the extender itself, to the extender frame itself. So it comes with the 2 Fulcrum Bars, the curved lockout bar, which I like, the base, which I really like. Now let's move on to the new hook. So the new hook, one thing that I didn't really in the Totalman video where he explains essentially how to install the upgrade kit. He doesn't show how to install the new hook, right? So I kind of have to figure it out. It's really easy. Like all you have to do is essentially, because it comes with a new band, which is this one, and you just basically cut out the old band, you looped it here, and then you have to tie a knot at the very end, and that's basically it. So you just have to pull it, tie a knot, and then tie a knot on the other side, right? And before you tie the knot, you have to basically loop it through the hook here. So essentially you put the string in first here, you tie a knot in one end here, then you feed it through this, right? You feed it through here, then you feed it through the hole of the new hook, you feed it back out here, and then you feed it back into this pole, whatever you call this here, and then you pull on it and you tie a knot, and then that's basically it. You cut off the excess with scissors, and that's it. I hope you saved your little Allen wrench that came with it. That's also didn't come with the kit, so I had to go and dig out my old Allen wrench. Hopefully, luckily I had it. So you're gonna need that little Allen wrench. If not, Allen wrenches are super cheap, so you can just go get one. But you're gonna need the Allen wrench to basically take it off. And you also need to to take off this to change the base. So that was like the changing the hook was the trickiest part of the entire upgrade kit. Now my comments on the hook. So here is the old hook. So I like the addition of this little 2 bars that you can actually pull on it. It's great. It's especially helpful when you're taking it off. However, when you're putting it on, because you're having that here, and then you have your penis here, it's still like difficult, right, to sort of pull it, because you're pulling it. When you're pulling it, the little hook goes into your fingers, and then you have the cup here. Let me show you here. Like, so here's a cup. So you're pulling it, right, but it goes into like the little hook sort of hides into your fingers like this whilst you're pulling it, and then it's difficult to put in the cup. What I found out, something that helps me, is I actually put it at an angle, put it on, and then I go from the back, and then from the back I do this, I put it on, and then I sort of readjust it. Like I pull it down, I readjust it to face up. So it's still super helpful, but just due to the design of it, it's still, I don't think this entire design is obviously, it's to be quite honest, not as good as something like the Apex or the Hog or the Best Extender. I think this is one of the weakest parts. I'll go through what I think are I've already went through what I think are the best parts, but I'll show you what I think some of the worst parts. Another comment that I didn't like, another change that I didn't like from the new hook, is the old hook had these grooves here, right? And that was still helpful for you to grab onto it like this. Sometimes you want to grab onto it like this. Like I said, the bars are super helpful for taking it off, but this is super helpful for putting it on, right? Like if you have just like 2 bands, right, and you don't need that extra hardcore strength of like pulling in with your fingers, you're still gonna pull it in from the top and bottom like this. You're gonna pull it on. But this new hook doesn't have those grooves, right? And that's a problem, because you can't really grab onto it like you could with the old one, right? So also with the way that I installed it, it's a little bit loose. It's not nearly as good as it was when it came from the factory, but it works perfectly fine. Now, what are the things that I don't like about it, and why ultimately I went back to like my other extenders? So I think this is great for traveling. I think obviously the new base makes it a little, like, I really like the slimmer profile when I had the base. So I may switch it back out, just because this is like my travel extender when I travel, and this is a little like takes up space. So I may do that. I'm not sure yet, but so that's one. It's a little bit bulkier now, so it makes it a little bit more different to travel. So, but you can always disassemble it or whatever. It's not such a big deal. There is no way to measure the tension here. Like Totalman provides like a chart. I didn't really try too hard, to be quite honest, but I couldn't figure out how to correctly measure the tension. It's not as easy as obviously having the little readouts here with the actual printed out weights. It's not nearly as easy as just being able to do that, like visualize exactly how much tension you're applying. Or even with the new one, like the Best Extender the new Best Extender, whatever it's called, which has a built-in scale. Like that's great. I'll be reviewing that when it comes out. But in any case, like this, the biggest downside of this is the lack of a easy way of reading the tension. Secondly, you know, the whole like rubber band mechanism, I don't like. There's a lot of problems with it that I don't like. First, when you have all these accessories, like this get in the way, right? Like they'll go down. So you have to make sure you have all the bands up before you put on the accessories. Otherwise, they'll kind of get stuck in the middle, and you have to sort of, you know, fix that. When you have them on, it's sort of difficult, like they get tangled up, right? They'll get tangled up, so it's difficult to put them back on and then take them back off. So you have to, you know, it just gets messy, especially as you have more of them on. So here you see what it looks like with pretty much all the rubber bands on, and look how messy this gets essentially, right? So you have to be very careful when you're taking them off, otherwise they'll start getting tangled up, and it's a pain in the ass, right? Like it can take time for you to actually do it. You know, they can go like in different places. Notice how this one, it went here by the bar, so you know you can take it off, but then it starts getting tangled up. Like it's a pain, right? Like I'm not a fan of this rubber band system at all. I mean, if you're in, I think if you're sort of, you know, looking for a cheaper extender, you know, I think this will work perfectly fine. This is a great extender for the price. But personally, you know, I really, I mean, I personally would spend a little bit more on something that, you know, A, has a built-in scale, and B, has the spring mechanism rather than this rubber band mechanism. But I really wish like those other extenders came up with like super base here. This close out rounded lockout bar is great, amazing, and then the Fulcrum bars are amazing as well. So yeah, I think it's a very versatile you know, extender overall. Very good for the price, something that I would highly recommend, especially over like other extenders that are like super pricey, like, you know, the Fulcrum Forte Plus, or there's a reason I never actually review those. You know, people ask me like, why don't you review like the Fulcrum Forte Plus or the Penny Master Pro? I see no reason. Those are like extremely overpriced. They offer nothing different. Nothing different than what these extenders do, which is these are much better. So I don't know why I wouldn't even encourage people to get them. So, you know, I think what I'll do is I'll make videos on why I don't review some of these products, so that you can sort of see my rationale why I wouldn't recommend those products or even buy them, you know, to review at all. So yeah, overall, that's pretty much my overall assessment of the Rod Extender 4.0. A lot of really good things, a lot of really good innovation. Sadly, a lot of things that are still just not quite figured out, not quite worked out. So, you know, I think hopefully the Totalman team can improve on it. I was a huge fan of the Totalman Extender 2.0, where I got most of my gains. So, you know, that extender has a special place in my heart. So yeah, that's basically, I mean, the only last comment is sometimes these rubber bands break, which is also annoying, but they give you like a bunch of rubber bands, so it's really not a big deal. So yeah, that's pretty much it for my deep dive into the Rod Extender 4.0 upgrade kit. There you go, boys. Yet another product review done. If you like this video, if you like this product review, please make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Leave a comment, that really helps out the algorithm. Stay tuned, I have some more real fire product reviews coming up, including this new type of sleeve that's actually made by this Reddit user, the Apex After Factory Comfort Pad. If you want to support this channel, again, all you have to do is hit that subscribe button. Check out these other videos which may be relevant to you, and I'll see you next time. Peace.